Hey there, grab a seat. I've got something really amazing I want to show you inside of Camera Raw. As you know, I've been playing around with the masks and AI filters. Watch what we can do on landscape photos. It's incredible. All right, so here's a random selection of my bad landscape photos. So these are all different. We're going to grab some of these and make an edit. So let's right click from Bridge and we're going to choose to open in Camera Raw. Now, if you're working in Lightroom, this will work exactly the same, and we'll cover some Lightroom stuff in a bit. So I'm not going to worry about straightening this image. All right, I'm just going to do some basic bread and butter edit. We are going to recover all of the highlights, and we're also going to open up the shadows. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab the mask, and this is where the magic's going to happen. So we're going to choose the masks here, and what I'm going to do is choose a sky selection. So under the sky selection, I'm going to take the highlights, I'm going to drag them all the way to the left, pull them back, and we're going to pull the exposure down just a little bit and drop contrast. Another thing, if there's any clouds in there and you really want to make the clouds pop, the key to do that is scroll down here, hit the dehaze. And that will bring out more detail in the clouds. All right, so we're going to create another mask, and if there's any subjects in here, we want to pop those. So we're going to create that right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the shadows just a little bit and the highlights a little bit, give it a little contrast here. And why don't we give it just a little touch of texture? And that'll just make any subjects in any of the photos pop. Now, just remember, what I'm doing here is an edit that's just going to apply across the board to pretty much anything. And we're going to apply it to these different images and see what it does. So clearly, I'm not trying to make this perfect. I just want to show you how this works. So if we hit the backslash key, there's our before and there's our after. It's definitely an improvement. All right, that's our bread and butter edit. Now we're going to create a preset. Now, it doesn't matter if you're using Lightroom or Adobe Camera Raw, this all applies to you. Let's continue. All right, let's create a preset. So we're going to go under the presets and just click new preset. We're going to call it batch landscape. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose none. Now we want to turn on the basics, so that will make all these basic adjustments apply as well as the masking. And notice when I hit the top level, it will just select all the masks underneath. And this is essentially it. Additional tip, if you want to stack presets, only check these ones. That means in every photo, only those attributes will be changed. Everything else will be left alone. So let's just leave this under the user presets. You could put it under another group if you wanted. Click OK. All right, this is where the magic happens. We're going to apply this in 3 different places. Let's start with Camera Raw. All right, all 3 of these photos need help. Once again, I'm not doing straightening here. And if you're using Lightroom, hang on a sec, I'm going to show you something really cool. So we're going to choose Batch Landscape. So we're going to apply this. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Before and after, definitely an improvement. And so if we look at this, it automatically detected the sky in this image, but it also looked at the object and it saw this as an object and added more definition there. It's really quite amazing how it does this for each photograph. This one, before, after, definitely an improvement. And this one here, before and after. And sometimes it goes a little far, and that's okay. The nice thing about that is I can actually roll off that entire adjustment here. Or I can go under the settings and I can make those adjustments here manually. All right, now we're going to hit the supercharger and we're going to apply this to a bunch of images. And by the way, if you're learning anything new, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. Now let's apply these edits to hundreds or thousands of photos all at once. I'm going to show you how to do it in Lightroom, and I'm also going to show you how to do it with Camera Raw. Starting with Camera Raw, make sure that you apply that preset to one of the photos. So let's apply it here. And we're just going to click Done. Notice inside Bridge, we can see an edit's been made. Right click, choose Develop Settings, Copy Settings. Now I could apply this to the whole folder just by hitting Control A. But just for the sake of time, I'm just going to grab a few of these photos. So I'm just going to hit the Control key and just kind of tap on some of these different ones. Let's just apply it to some different ones here. To apply the adjustments, right click, Develop Settings, Paste Settings. You now have the option, what do you want to paste? Why don't we just choose all because I know I only changed the basic and the masking. Click OK. All right, and you'll see these images update. If you need to, just rewind a little bit and look at the before and after and look at the different photos and see how it affected them. Some of them are going to look better than others. All right, Lightroom users and non-Lightroom users, get ready for this. Two things you're going to discover is how to get a preset into Lightroom and how to apply it to all of those images. Okay, here we are in Lightroom Classic. We've got this huge folder of images. I want to apply it to all of them. Control A. We don't even have to go into the develop module, just simply go over the quick develop, pop it open, use a preset, and then you'll see our batch landscape. So I'm just going to click it to apply it. So one of the things you may or may not know is when you create a preset inside of Camera Raw, it automatically gets imported into Lightroom, and vice versa. If you create one in Lightroom, it gets imported into Camera Raw. And boom, look at that. Look at those adjustments. Definitely a huge improvement on these photos. And then we can open them. If we click on the mask, so we roll over this one, we can see the sky was selected specifically to that photo. And you'll see an exclamation mark, which means that it didn't discern a foreground element. So what it does is it just skips those ones that it doesn't see and continues adjusting. And of course, we can always go in and just apply the overall exposure. And we can see before and after, what a difference in just a couple of seconds. Hopefully you learned something new. Let us know in the comments underneath. And if you want more, check out my hot Camera Raw tips right here. Until next time, I'll see you at the cafe.